I got money, Alice. I socked mine away in a bank. You know what the bank account is now? It's going up, up. We got $75 laying around there. That's what we got.
Testing, hot outbound call. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You wanna hear? Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast. The only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatz.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you little Jack Littles of the world?
A little rusty there.
Yeah, it's a little rusty on that hole. You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal, Louis Fatz.
Man, what's this bit about the magazines? I'm Wallace. I came by to pick up Angel Cake.
This ain't no bakery. The only comedy-based... Yeah, it's the only comedy... You know what? I'm done with saying it. It's the only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
Sure.
Bensonhurst. Very important for the show.
Remember that.
Remember that. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we'll read them. Our home base, if you want to listen to right on your computer, non-productive.com/honeymooners. And don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page. And we also have a Twitter account, which I have some guys following us on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, you want to call us, leave us a voicemail, it's 240-442-2635. And don't forget, if you want to email us, it's
bangzoom1956 at Gmail. And I may read them. I have a thing I forget to read the email. I'm so busy.
Yes. So what's going on, Lou?
Joe, 75.
Yes.
This is our, I believe they call it platinum anniversary.
Oh, is that what they call it?
The 70. Yeah, it's why it's 25 silver, 50's gold. 75 is platinum. Yeah, platinum. Okay.
And 100 is BS.
Yeah, really. If you make it to 100.
Yeah. Exactly.
Really.
So
75. Yes. We got some good 75s.
Ooh, I know one you're going to do.
Okay, got Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green. Absolutely.
Deacon Jones.
Howie
Long.
Oh, yeah, Howie Long.
Forrest Gregg. I don't know if you remember him from the old Green Bay Packers.
I do. I remember seeing him on.
We have a jet for you.
A jet?
Winston Hill. Maybe Winston Hill was here.
Maybe old Winnie was here.
Now, I have a Winston Hill story for you.
Oh, okay.
I was a little kid, about 12 years old as I hold up 4 fingers. I was 12 years old. And at our
12 years old he was.
How 12 years old he was. We have, at our church, we had a sports night. And my father took me, and typical Catholic school gym with the stage and the basketball court.
Correct.
So they were up on stage. They all talked. There was 4 jets, and after that we went up and got autographs. So it was Sam DeLuca.
I don't remember him.
He did radio broadcast for the Jets.
Oh, really?
Ago. Sam DeLuca, Winston Hill. I knew it was Winston Hill because he had fancy gloves on. He was smoking expensive cigars. Clyde Washington. And I can't remember the 4th.
Okay.
And I cannot find the autographs.
Oh, really?
They would probably be disintegrated because I remember this.
What'd you get them on?
It was a piece of paper that they gave us. It looked like a paper towel.
Oh, wow. Okay. Was that the original terrible towels?
Yeah, they were terrible towels. It was like a paper towel, and I remember folding it in quarters, and I have it somewhere, but I can't find it.
Oh, wow.
So that's my Winston Hills. And there's also another 75, Gino Marchetti, who was famous for opening the Geno's franchises. Remember the Geno's hamburger franchises?
No.
Or that's it before your time? Okay. Gino Marchetti had these hamburger franchises. There was like 359 of them or something, all corporate owned by him, his corporation. It was a 20%. I invested $20 in it. They got a 20% percentage of the corporation.
Yeah,
so anyway, Geno's was bought out by Marriott and converted to Roy Rogers.
Really?
Now, up here...
Now, was he a football player?
Yeah, Gino Marchetti with the Baltimore Colts. Defensive end, I believe, or tackle.
Okay.
75, Gino Marchetti. And up here in the north, you couldn't get... The only place you can get KFC at the time, it was called Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Correct.
Until fried became a bad word.
Right.
So the only place you can get KFC was at a Geno's up here in the north. So,
Okay.
And that's it. And I remember my girlfriend said she worked for Geno's when she was a kid.
I never heard.
Yeah, Gino
and
Marchetti.
Geno's ended up turning into Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers. Marriott bought from Gino, Gino Marchetti, and they turned him into Roy Rogers.
Wow.
there
Look
you
at
go.
me.
So,
Look at me. Now, I'm learning something today.
Learning something. You're
And-
never too old to learn something.
Never-
And today, you learned something. Anyway.
All right. Well, listen.
This is a whole month worth of information I've been storing.
Yes. Well, what can we do first? First, we have to thank our one and only sponsor, Silk City Hot Sauce. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com, all right? It's our pal, Jeff Kingfish Levinsky.
Yeah.
He's a raccoon. He makes great homemade hot sauce.
Can't harm you, pal.
Can't harm you, pal. And when you go there, I mean, there are some great hot sauces. Mine, I love Slurp, which is a peach flavored.
The new ones he said, they're really good.
Really, really
They're
good.
good.
Yes. Then what you do is you go to Silk City Hot Sauce, buy yourself some great homemade hot sauce. Then when you go to pay, you put RX in the coupon code in the corner when you get to the checkout, and you get 15% off of your order.
15% percentage.
15% percentage, and you get a free bottle of cherry sriracha. And that helps us.
Yes, it does.
All right, it helps us. Lets them
Helps
know
the
that
Kingfish.
Yeah, it helps. It helps the Kingfish. It helps us.
Yep.
It helps everybody.
It helps everybody.
And it helps you, with eating hot
Hot
sauce.
sauce and your regularity. Yeah.
Exactly. So, we have listen. It's been a couple of weeks since we did a show. All right, we have a lot to get caught up and get acclimated quickly. First off, I was away. I spent one glorious week at Fred's Landing.
Oh, God.
Beautiful Fred's Landing, or as we call it, Key West. It was beautiful. It was great. And Louis, we were going to do, I was back last week.
Yeah.
We were going to do a show, but I said, you know what, let me see what's Louis doing. And Louis, he was a little banged up.
Yeah, really banged up.
What was going on with you?
Only one thing I could say, Joe.
Louis, he banged his back up a little
I heard
bit.
my back, real bad.
Let me tell you something. The nuts out there were great.
Yeah.
They all, and let me tell you, they were all like, hey, hope Louis doing well.
Yes.
And then the great references.
Then the line started coming, and you can't beat that.
You can't.
I'll forfeit my pain for a good line any day.
The best was, I can't, you know what, I'm ashamed. I can't think of who made it. Who made the picture of you. Oh, that was Brother Bibbs.
Brother Bibbs did, yes.
Brother
Yes.
Bibbs made a picture of you with Ralph trying to, hey, does this look
Look
natural?
natural, yeah.
With your face on it. But it was, but we said, you know what? I just got back from vacation.
Yeah.
We said, you know what? Take another week.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll come back fresh.
Yep.
And recoup a little bit. It's been a couple of weeks. And thank you guys. We've been selling T-shirts.
T-shirts, yeah.
Yes.
It's been going.
Exactly. I didn't have to go all the way
Like
up to the
hotcakes.
Bronx
Yeah, I know.
and get them, you know. Have to get them from Herman
warehouse.
Fat Rack. But we appreciate. Thank you. We're actually out of double X's.
We
We have
are.
no more double X's
Oh, my
left.
God.
Yep. But go to the website. Go to Honeymooners and our non-productive website, and you can buy T-shirts, small, medium, large, or extra large right now.
Okay.
$20.
There it is.
Yep.
You get it all for $20.
For $20, you get
Shipping,
a 20%
20% off a T-shirt.
So now a little. There was this was during the last 2 weeks, right? When Louis was going to get a haircut.
Yes.
So, go ahead, tell him.
All right. I go to get a haircut, walk into the barbershop,
Right.
and everybody say, "Hey, Louis, how you doing?" Blah 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 blah. I'm telling them I hurt my back and all this. So who's sitting next to me in a chair, shave, No haircut, just a shave. One of our listeners, JP, who was
our
at
pal.
Joe's Comedy.
He was at the show, took pictures with us. Him and his dad came to the show, and we all hung out.
Yep.
He met Louie, he met me, we met him, and he was the one that went to the show the night before.
Yes.
It was a Saturday night show, July 31st. And he sends me a message at like 8:15 on Friday, and it was something to the effect of, hey, and he did it in some sort of Honeymooners reference. Did you ever go to a show and you were supposed to be there on a Saturday and you go there on a Friday? I'm like, what? He went there the day early.
Yeah.
Sat down, waited for something, and nothing
happened.
And he did that on Saturday, and nothing happened. So, but Louie went to the barbershop.
And who's sitting in the chair next to me? JP.
And we actually have sound of that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We'll
You're right. Who's next? That's me, pal. Haircut? No, just a shave. What's the matter with you? Don't you realize that this is this man's place of business? How would you like him to come down to the sewer where you're working hard, help himself to anything down there?
Help himself to what?
Sit down and read a magazine.
Hey, Ralph. Esquire. Sit
down.
And JP, I have to be ashamed to say the way you behaved in a barbershop.
Yeah.
All right?
And of course, me and him were throwing those lines back and forth in the barber chair.
Oh, my
Oh, it
goodness.
was great.
So funny.
It was unbelievable.
Just great. Yeah. So we're back. We're just kind of getting acclimated back to doing the show, but we're doing episode number 75.
As horrible as usual.
Yes, it'll be the usual nonsense. Yes. But you know what? And I was telling Louie this. Seems like every week we get some a new guy or a new chick or whatever, a new nut.
Yeah, new nut, new
full grown nut who will send me a message on Facebook or Twitter and say, "Hey, I just started listening to the show. I love the show." Because there are a lot of us out there, you know. Of course,
yes,
it's the greatest sitcom of all time. There's a lot of us out there, but they're finding out it's dribs and drabs, you know. But they're all saying, "Hey, I'm up to episode 20, and I love it, and all that," and because we're all on the same page, we all love the show, and in turn, this show is almost like a representation of the show.
Yep.
So it's almost like if you love the Honeymooners, you should like this podcast.
Yes, you should. We hope.
So. Interesting thing. A guy on Twitter, a new friend, new pal, named David Joseph. He, brand new, just found out about the show, loved it. Oh, I'm at episode 20. It's great. And he sends me a message on Twitter. And he says, I know we all hate the sound of our own voices because I said something before about my voice. I don't like my voice. He goes, but you sound great. And Louie is a dead ringer for Kevin Nealon. Sounds just like him to me. So we're like, really? Kevin Nealon?
Kevin Nealon, really?
And we all know Kevin Nealon used to be on SNL.
That's who I know him from, SNL.
Big-time comedian, big-time actor. He's been in so many movies, serious role, mostly funny roles.
Right.
He's got a dry sense of humor. So we're like, So we wanted to play a little clip of Kevin Nealon. It's just from his stand-up. It's a quick joke. It's a funny joke.
Good stuff, too.
Yeah, really funny. And we just want to hear if it sounds like Louie. So we're going to play it real quick. Here we go.
I got to tell you, I'm very excited to be here. I've had a great week. I just got an electric car. Sweet. It is sweet. It's in the shop now. We're having a gas engine put in it, but I love it. Oh, it is the best. It's so unique, you know. I just missed gassing up my car.
So that's Kevin Nealon. So what do you guys think?
Can we have a few bars of Swanee River?
I didn't tell Louie.
I didn't know that was coming.
I didn't tell Louie I was going to play that.
No, that was coming.
And now, weekend update.
Can we have a few bars of Swanee River?
But I think I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's because you have a good comedic voice.
See, now you don't, like I say, I don't hear myself, so I don't, even though I do hear myself when I listen to the podcast, I don't hear myself.
Hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, you just kind of like black, you're black yourself out.
Listen, I hate my voice. And I know
and I
this.
think you got a great, people like your voice. My friends like your voice.
My wife loves my voice.
My friends even tell me, I say, Joe's great voice on the podcast.
I hate it.
Oh, no.
But I hear it. It's a little different when I hear it in my ear than when I hear it on the podcast.
Right.
But it's still, when I'm listening on a podcast, I'm like, oh, Joe, shut up. Let Louie talk.
Let Kevin Nealon take over. But that'll never happen because I don't know how to work the board.
That's the only reason. That is the only reason, all right? Let's just call it the way it is. But so I thought that was an interesting little take.
Interesting. Yeah, it is.
And the last quick thing before we get into the meat of the show.
Yeah.
Another new, I think he's a new listener, named Alan Crate. It's Crete, Kreit. And he sent us a message right before I went on vacation. Hey, guys, I love the podcast. I'm a little behind up to number 48 and enjoying every moment. Question for Louie is night all, which you say at the end of every episode, and then sometimes you say pluribus unum, pluribus raccoonum.
Yeah, before that. Actually, night all is the last thing I say. I say
That's
pluribus raccoonum, night all.
Night all, right. Is good night all, an homage to Stan Bergstein from the old Saturday Night Racing from Yonkers show? He would always say that, RX. And your answer is?
Yes, it is.
Louie.
I was amazed when Joe read that to me.
I just read it to him today.
I'm like, who the heck knows Stan Bergstein from the old Racing from Yonkers show? Signing
when was
up.
that on?
It was on Channel 9, like 11 o'clock at night.
Is this
like
80s or 90s?
80s.
Really?
80s, late 70s,
they
80s.
played?
They played Racing from Yonkers. They show a couple of races during the OTB days, and OTB sponsored it, the off-track betting, and that was it. And you'd watch it at night, Friday nights, and it was funny.
That's how he
with Stan Bergstein and Spencer Ross.
Louis couldn't believe it. He was like,
I couldn't believe it.
Because you never did it. Because I never knew what it was from.
Yeah. This is harness racing, in case anybody doesn't know. This is standard breds. The people go with, the ones with the cart? Yeah, the ones with the cart. Yeah.
The ones with
the cart.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I saw the thing and I sent it to you, and I just read it to you.
You just read it to me before, yeah.
And you went, yeah. And you were shocked.
I was shocked.
Because you never say, you never say it like, night all. Are you guys getting where I'm getting? You just did it.
And I try to say it like him, try to do my imitations, as horrible as I am, but that's why Stan Bergstein say it, night all.
And I never knew it was from anything except you just saying night all.
Yep.
And Alan Crete.
Alan, this is for you. I'm going to do my best Jack Ely, who was the race caller at Yonkers. And now back to Stan Bergstein and Spencer Ross.
Too bad nobody knows who these people are.
Alan knows.
Louis a great impressionist from Alan. But, a little bit of updates. But that is so cool.
That's funny.
That somebody
funny. Actually,
recognized it.
Yep.
He guessed it, and he guessed it right. He sure did.
Sure did.
Nice job.
Wow.
Nice job, Alan.
Way to go, Alan.
All right. Before we get into the real crux,
I'm almost ready to say night all.
I know.
40 minutes in.
I know. What are we at here? Oh, my goodness. We're almost at 20 minutes. We haven't done anything yet. So, first thing before we get to the crux.
If anybody's still listening.
If anybody is
outside of Alan.
Yeah, Alan's like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe it. We talked about the Flintstones, and we've discussed bits and pieces of the Flintstones, and I discussed how I love the Flintstones and especially the early episodes of the Flintstones and how I thought it was just hilarious. And I was in my 20s when I rediscovered the Flintstones and how great it was. And then I find out from doing this show that Leonard Stern and I think Sid Zelinka, at least those two, maybe some other guys, for the first year or two, wrote some episodes from the Flintstones. Which just makes that whole connection, because we all know.
We knew it.
Everybody
knows it.
Everybody knows that.
Until they got into the Gazoo and stupid stuff like that.
But everybody knows that the Flintstones was whatever you want to say, rip-off, offshoot, whatever it was. This is common knowledge.
Yep.
But I never knew that, and it makes sense because those first couple of seasons, mostly the first two, is when it was really funny.
Yeah.
And it was a cartoon, like you said, at night.
At night, it was. Remember, I was a little kid watching it when it was first on. It went on at 7:30 at night.
Prime time.
So it's an like most cartoons back in the day were. They were adult cartoons.
Exactly.
So that's where you really get that Honeymooners
Right.
crossover.
And then they, from what I understand, they kind of let them go because they said they were too wordy.
Yeah.
They were being too wordy. In other words, they were writing.
They're writing.
They were writing.
They're writing basically a sitcom with cartoon characters.
Cartoon characters. Yeah. And so then you notice the drop off because then it became more for kids. Because it became more, and look, I understand the prehistoric stuff with the bird on the record and you know the elephant and and Ethel with the gas, and they were cute. But those first couple of the first season or two, it was really, really Honeymooners esque, and
Joe,
you couldn't get any more.
One season actually had a laugh track. I don't know what season it was. They had a laugh track behind it.
I think it might have been the first season.
Could have been the first season.
Yeah.
So there it is again. A laugh track.
Right.
Which is a sitcom.
All it did
was a sitcom.
Right.
When you had laugh tracks.
Yeah.
The sitcom.
When I was a kid, I used to think that they played it in a theater and then they recorded the laughing.
And people were laughing.
People of laughing. Yeah, that's how stupid I was. But I'm much smarter now.
Much smarter now.
So that's kind of that, more of the tie-ins.
Yeah.
Like, wow, no wonder there are so many tie-ins.
Yep,
because
the writers.
Even the writers. So, okay. So now what we're going to do is, first...
We're going to talk about the Honeymooners.
We're going to talk about the show called the Honeymooners.
Podcast.
And what we're going to do is the first bit we want to do is... you know what? We're calling it this because we just want to hear this anyway.
I haven't heard this in a month.
Because we're not sure if it's exactly what if it's this.
Well, it's open for discussion.
It's open for discussion, and of course, it's this.
Oh God,
I know this. I've heard this.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the Flub of the Week.
the first time I heard it.
Thank you, Joe Fernandez. Who I went on vacation with.
That's right, you were on vacation.
I went on vacation with the great Joe Fernandez, who's a great comedian pal of ours.
That's right.
So,
some men are going to do some drinking.
yes. So now, Flub of the Week. We don't really. We're not sure about.
We're not sure.
But we just figured, we have these things called intros.
We
that
like
play
to
a
use
song,
them.
and we just wanted to play them. And this
top
is
best pan draw in there.
Yes.
In case all else fails in this show, we got that.
So now this is from A Matter of Record.
Yeah.
Ralph comes in with the 2 tickets.
Yep.
Tells Alice we're going to go to the
Excited,
Hong Kong Gardens, the floor show, all that.
The whole night of it.
And then Alice can't go because of this.
Well, look, go in and get dressed, and right after the show, we'll go to the Hong Kong Gardens. We'll make a whole night of the thing.
Ralph, you mean the tickets are for tonight?
Yeah.
My mother's coming tonight. She'll be here any minute. I can't go. It's impossible.
You're not going to stand there and tell me, Alice, that you're going to spoil my evening and your evening and both of our chances to see a Broadway show because your mother is coming. You're not going to tell me that, are you, Alice?
Ralph, I don't want to spoil your evening, but I don't want to disappoint my mother. She's coming all the way from Bensonhurst.
That's a big deal. Where's Bensonhurst, the New Zealand or something?
Okay.
All right, there it is. So
All right,
now,
Lou, go ahead.
this is the enigma here.
Yeah.
We don't know. When we I don't know, we're maybe stretching this a little bit, but that's okay. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Alice says coming all the way from Bensonhurst.
All the way.
All the way.
Right.
Joe, where do the Cramdens live?
Bensonhurst.
There you go.
So now we're thinking, because it doesn't really enhance the joke. Because it almost throws people off when you say you're coming all the way. Because if they said, hey, they're coming all the way from Bedford-Stuy or something like that.
Canarsie. Like the famous all the way from Canarsie.
Canarsie sounds funnier
Sounds funny.
anyway.
It does.
But I guess the only thing I'm thinking is that maybe nobody really knew how far away these places were to get the joke.
Right.
But it's not really it's not that important.
No,
the
it's not.
important part is him saying, "What is that? New Zealand
or something?" Yeah.
Right, and then you just go from there. But why would she say she's coming from Bensonhurst?
All the way from
Benson.
Now, we did our research, and we know how we've done this a long time ago. We know how far now, in this episode, let me go back here. This is episode 15, okay? Now, Matter of Record.
Mm-hmm.
She's living on Kosciuszko Street. Okay? Which is, we don't know how the neighborhoods were divided back then. Was it Bensonhurst? Was it north of Bensonhurst, which would be like Crown Heights or something like that? We don't know.
Right.
Actually, 20th Street isn't in Bensonhurst. It's in Bushwick. So we don't know. So now, 2 episodes later, in The Babysitter, she's moved out to Queens. Astoria.
Right.
So now, coming all the way from, is Kosciuszko Street in Bensonhurst? We don't know. But still, it just doesn't sound right.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, look, I understand if you're trying to get a joke that, it's like, look, we're in Clifton, New Jersey, right? The next town over is Patterson, one way. If you're like, Louis, what took you so long? It took me 5 hours. I came all the way from Patterson. It's funny.
Yeah.
But if you go, hey, you coming all the way from Clifton?
Yeah.
We're in Clifton.
We're in Clifton, yeah.
This isn't Texas.
Yes.
And it's like one part of Texas to another where it takes 14 hours to drive.
Right.
It's a town.
In the same county. Like,
Yes, exactly.
But we just never got that. Now, is that in the script, or did Alice just screw up by saying Bensonhurst because the word Bensonhurst is used several times?
Maybe.
We don't know.
Because that's it. Because we all know that Alice was probably the best at her doing her work.
Knowing her line and everybody else's line.
Yeah.
So that's why we find it hard, but we had to put it in anyway because that's what we do.
Right. We want to make it a 35-minute podcast.
Without talking about Geno's. KFC.
So it's like, was it a flub, or was it just them just saying
they just wrote it? Yeah, just
they didn't care because they were so. You know what it is? The writers were so good at the jokes and the setups to the jokes that the filler in between. Not that it didn't matter, but it didn't really hold that much water because the characters, the acting, and the jokes were so good.
Right.
That kind of stuff. Who cares?
Who cares? Because remember, too, who really knows what street is in what Brooklyn neighborhood outside of you're a Brooklynite? And I'm sure a lot of the Brooklynites don't know where other streets are if you're not familiar with them.
Right.
Especially
back then.
Back then, nobody knew.
People, you didn't have Google Maps.
And stuff like that. So if you lived in, say, Canarsie,
right,
you're not going to know that Chauncey Street is in Bensonhurst or Bushwick where it actually is.
Right.
You're not going to know that.
Correct.
So why do they have to be so, I don't know, so on point? I would think that they could have named anything else but Bensonhurst.
Yeah, anything in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It could have been anything. Bushwick, whatever. Canarsie.
They use Canarsie. And
Canarsie is a funny name.
Funny name, and it's been used. And there's that expression all the way from Canarsie.
Yes.
It's an expression used by Brooklynites. Because it's the farthest point west, I believe. East. East in Brooklyn before you get into Queens. Down that way.
Probably by JFK.
Yeah, down that way. So, JFK's in Queens, so it's Canarsie's out there.
Okay.
And it's like where the dumps were and all
right.
that.
And then plus, of course, when he reacts, where he goes...
Ira was in Canarsie. he'll set us straight about this one.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I hope he does. Ira, really, email me. Let me know what's going on with the Canarsie and the neighborhoods.
Right.
These are neighborhoods, not boroughs. Brooklyn's the borough. These are just neighborhoods.
Correct.
In Brooklyn.
Right. It's almost, to me, it's almost like in Jersey you have towns and then you have a county.
Yeah.
Morris County has towns in it. Brooklyn is the county, and the other ones are towns. That's how I
Brooklyn is a county and a borough together.
Right.
It's the weirdest. New York has like the weirdest setup. It's one city with 5 counties and 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
So that's and then they're just broken up. These are just neighborhoods.
Correct.
That are just you can't say like they're definite. It's just one of them things. It's just a neighborhood thing. They do have their borders, but it's not like a strict border.
Correct.
Right. But it's a border. So it's an identification thing.
Yep.
In a big borough as Brooklyn.
Yeah. So it's just we were just like
with this
because as soon as he goes, what is that New Zealand or something? That was the joke.
Yeah.
They giggled at that, and then this episode, as a matter of record, is so. It just pummels you.
Yeah,
it pummels you. And then, of course, it has the blabbermouth scene and everything. The 2 tickets. And, there's so much to it.
Yep.
That, wait a minute.
The alarm clock. And it's just got, and then making the record. Yeah. And it's got so much
Dr. Folsom. I mean, it's
this is a phenomenal episode.
And it just was perplexing.
Yeah, just
like
her saying Bensonhurst. I just did that didn't never resonated with me. Like,
and like I said, we're not nitpicking like a word. She said that instead of that.
Yeah.
We're just saying, like, why would you say she's coming all the way from Bensonhurst?
That's the whole thing. She's coming all the way from Benson. Then it sets up his response. Where is Bensonhurst? In New Zealand or something?
Right.
I think somebody had said there is a Bensonhurst, New Zealand. I looked it up and I couldn't find it. And you know me, I'm like really good with the computer.
Yeah.
So if I can't find it.
Right. Yeah. He's like, listen, as soon as I'm done telling the time with my sundial, I'm going to look up on the computer. But yeah, so that was our thing.
That was our thing.
Could it have been a flub?
I don't know.
I mean, it wouldn't actually be a flub. It was just she said the wrong word.
It was written
and
in.
it wasn't like it was like, a funny flub.
Yeah.
It was like messy.
Or a written in mistake that they just didn't care about. They said,
Maybe.
let's say use Bensonhurst again because
why not?
Most people don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
anyway,
but that was our thing.
That was it.
And
we got to play Swanee River.
Exactly. We got to play Swanee River, and we got to hear Top Hand Dress Fan Dog.
So whatever you think, write us in. Just write us. Let us know. Let us know. It's open. It's out there. We don't know. Nothing's definitive on this show.
Of course.
Me and Joe are two idiots, but
And nothing's definitive on the show unless we tell you it's definitive. Then it's going to be definitive. So, all right. So, we're going to go to, I think, this is something that we touched on, but we never touched on it in this way. And it's one of Louis' classic things that we talk about, and I'm trying to find the clip because, I do this all the time.
And I'll entertain you with my Kevin Nealon invitation while we're doing this.
Your Kevin Nealon invitation. And
Arnold, you use Xaralto too? Yes. When I was alive, I did. Yeah.
Here we go. Sorry.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louis' Observations.
All right, Louis' Observations. My pal Joey Image doing that intro.
Joey Image, great
There
job.
we go. So, it's from Man's Pride.
Man's Pride, yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And should I just play the clip?
Yeah,
and
play
then
the
we'll
clip.
go, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
We haven't done this in so long.
No,
I
we forgot how we
this
do
works.
it. We forgot how we screw up.
All right, here we go.
Who was the guy that waved to you in the lobby out there?
Oh, that guy. That was Bill Davis. I never did like that guy, ever since I know him. I haven't seen him since we were kids.
You don't like him, huh?
No, I don't like
Well,
him.
you sure gave him a fast brush.
Well, he's one of those loudmouths, Always telling how good he's doing. If he's doing great, he never lets you hear the end of it. And 10 to 1, if he's doing good, he'd get the news to Alice.
Alice?
Yeah, when we were kids, the both of us courted Alice at the same time.
Oh,
Well, come on, will you? It's getting late. I want to get home.
all right. I just want to go in and see Slugger Simpson. I mean, after all, he was nice enough to give us the tickets to the fight. How would he feel if I didn't go in there and congratulate him?
Congratulate him? How can you congratulate a guy that got knocked out in the first round?
Well, we just played that.
We had to play it because we had to.
It's a good joke.
Great
and all
joke.
that. So,
As Norton walks into Madison Square Garden.
yeah. No security.
No security. Just walking off the street.
Didn't
Open the door.
Didn't have to take his shoes off or anything.
No. No mask, nothing. He just walked right in. All right, go ahead, Joe. Start it off.
Okay. So, Louis' observation is, well, first of all, I want to say when he goes, how long did he say? Yeah, I love when he goes, hey, you don't like him? No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I just
that's
love
great.
that. I do love that. But first, before Louis gets into his part, I just want to say, I love how Ralph says he's a loudmouth, all right, who always has to brag on how good he's doing. That's exactly who Ralph is.
Yeah.
It's exactly who Ralph is. It's that quintessential what you see in somebody else, and you find that fault.
Yeah.
A lot of the times,
that repulsive.
It's you.
You're looking at yourself. You're looking in the mirror.
Yes. But then he says how he doesn't like him because he's always been. We haven't seen.
Yeah.
When he says kids, I understand they mean high school.
High school.
Because you're hey, I've known him since we were kids, but he hasn't seen him since they were kids. And he's always bragging and how good he is. And 10 to 1, he'll get back to Alice. Here's Louis' observation.
basically what Joe just said. I haven't seen him since we were kids. So now we're saying kids. We're talking before the show, setting this up.
High school.
So I figured he hasn't seen him since high school. So 18. We'll give them 18 when they graduate,
18.
if they graduated. You know, a lot of people left school early. Rowland, he didn't even graduate high school.
No, I don't think so.
So I figured they left school at 16, like my father did, to go to work at 16. So 16 years old. Now they're 40 now, right? We've deducted that Ralph is 40.
Right. Yep.
40-ish.
Yep.
Okay, so now this is all those years.
22 years.
22 years, and you see Bill Davis in the crowd at Madison Square Garden, and he sees you.
Yes.
Like,
he's not one to blend in with
the crowd.
Yeah, blend in with the crowd.
Oh, maybe 100. But and the thing is the line. He always tells you how good he's doing.
Right.
Like, you were kids. How good was he doing? Did he sell more lemonade than you? How good was he doing?
Yeah.
And then he says, if he's 10-1, he's doing good. He'd get the news to Alice. How?
He doesn't know where you guys live.
You don't have a telephone.
Yeah, he's not Googling you guys.
Although he probably had better luck with Google than me.
Yes,
but
of course. 10-1, he'll get the news back to Alice.
Get the news back to how?
Yeah, it's just
it's just all of it.
Just
We haven't seen him since we were kids.
Right.
He's always going to tell you how good he's doing.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, like I mean, what is he like? I
figure they know each other maybe since they were little kids. Grammar school, went to grammar school, through high school.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe had more crayons than Ralph. Hey, Ralph, I got more crayons than you do. Hey, Alice, I got 10 crayons. Ralph only has 6.
And I got the one that's got the sharpener
right
in the box.
Right on the box.
Right in the box there, Alice.
So, we're talking like, where does this come in? Where does this come in?
Yeah,
I haven't seen him since we were kids.
Yeah, like how much of a bragger could you be as a kid?
As a kid,
besides just like, yeah, I was up till 11 o'clock last night watching TV.
Especially in Brooklyn, they had nothing.
Yeah, none of them.
They grew up with nothing. So I don't know. I got more bottle caps than you. I don't know.
Yeah, I got a Game Boy.
Yeah,
like what? What's a Game Boy? It's just and look, like we say, and like we always say, it's just a show.
It's a show.
And we understand it's the setup, but we love when we hear these things because
now here. All right, Joe. I'm gonna say this. If me and you are in the audience, watching this show live, do we catch that?
No, absolutely not.
Right over our head.
Right over your head. Absolutely
right over
not. There's no way, dude. Before I started doing this podcast, I never thought of that.
Me neither.
Never thought of it.
Me neither. We saw these things. We knew the lines, but we never thought. No, we're repeating lines, but we're not thinking about what the heck these lines are saying.
Right. Exactly.
Because now we're doing this, like you said, with the podcast. Yeah. Now we're discovering these lines.
Yeah, because now it's work.
It's work now. Yeah, we got to do something. Got to do something to sell hot sauce.
But there's, and I think that just shows you. And think about it, with all the people that that love this show, that know every single line because there was only 39 of the original. Right. Mm-hmm. So you get to. It's almost like. After the 500th time you've seen it, you're like, wait a minute.
It's like a wait a minute moment.
Right.
Like,
this isn't like you're seeing something for the first time. You're like, hey, time out.
Yeah.
You're so engrossed in it.
Yep.
And you're so into it because it is that good.
Yep.
That first of all, you didn't notice.
Right.
And maybe subconsciously we noticed. We didn't care.
We didn't care.
It brought you so much joy.
Yeah.
It brought you so much joy. You're not going to, you know what I mean? It's like nitpicking with a friend of yours who's been your best friend forever.
Since you were a kid.
Never liked him. No, I didn't.
I didn't like Well, you sure gave him the brush.
It's because his hair was messy. He was in a wind tunnel. But, yeah, so that's what it is. And it's just funny because you're like, wait a minute.
We noticed, Joe, as we're watching the show, like for the 500th time before this podcast.
Right.
What are we doing? We're waiting for the funny line. So you're not even listening to something in between. We're just waiting. I'm waiting for Ralph to say you couldn't go to the board of nuts. Not exactly. My funny line to me, not to nobody else. The audience doesn't.
Right.
I'm waiting for that. You couldn't go to the board of nuts. So I'm totally dismissing.
Of course.
Everything up to that point.
Of course.
And that's what it is. So
it's
now
you're in autopilot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when they say when you drive to work every day.
You autopilot. Yeah.
You autopilot. Sometimes you'll have those days where you pull into work and you're going, I don't even remember passing the
anything,
Wawa.
Yeah. Or you're not going to work and you start driving to work. I've done that many times.
Have you really?
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah.
You started driving
towards work, you know.
That's so funny.
And I made the right on Route 10 instead of making a left. And like, why am I I want to go west. Why am I going east? Because I'm driving to work. So
but yeah.
When I was working.
So there's something to that.
Yeah.
And it just shows you. It's just like anything else. Like if you love your wife, don't get me wrong, some big things are really going to bother you, but you're not going to nitpick on little things because
you know better.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Thank you. I don't even know why was I bringing this up?
Yeah, I was ready to shoot you.
Yeah, but I don't care. My wife doesn't listen to this. It doesn't matter. I could play this episode. She would fall asleep, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, in other words,
right after Stan Bergstein bit, she would have been out on the couch.
She's like, really?
Horses?
Who the hell's Stan Bergstein?
And Spencer Ross.
But yeah, so that's what it is. You're just so loving it. It brings you so much joy, and then when it's almost like the anticipation. Yeah. Like when you know the joke's coming,
you can't wait for it.
You can't wait for it.
I always say I do with the Three Stooges. I wait for the hit. I know it's coming, and I laugh before the hit. It's because you know it. Because I know it's
the
and
anticipation.
It's like it's the anticipation.
It's the anticipation.
Wow. So that's it.
It's great. I love it.
And Tujo, our listeners are now not. We're not going to take credit for this.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. Our listeners are watching it differently too because we get a lot of good observations from people
I got like
time.
4 or 5. Some of these guys, Brother Bibbs and Mark, believe me, we're going to get to
good
these.
observations from a lot of people
and funny
observations. Yeah.
Funny, because they're funny guys.
And they're appreciating what we're doing because now we're all looking at it the same way.
Yes,
trying to keep it, as we always say,
keep
fresh.
it fresh.
Trying to keep this fresh.
Exactly. All right.
So,
well, we did nothing, and we're at 40 minutes.
That's okay. When this trivia question goes, we're going to be over 60.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my God. All right. Well, let's get going here with the where is it?
Oh, don't let me do my...
Sorry.
Kevin Nealon again.
Kevin Nealon. Now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herp.
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti.
Thank you. I'll let go of your hand now. All right. Thank you. All right. What do we got?
All right, this is a good one because I've only had a month to prepare this, so I'm totally unprepared. Okay. So this is actually for me and Joe because I'm not sure.
Not sure the answer.
Well, anyway, so Professor Walter Newman has prepared a good one for us.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm a little off on one of these things.
So you were really good at getting the question, but not really good at the answer.
Yeah,
okay.
And I have the answers written down. Okay. A lot of times we see them sitting down at the table to eat, but we never see Ralph eat.
Correct.
Alice eats, Norton eats. Ralph is usually rambling on about something, and they basically never eat. But there's a few times that Ralph has eaten on the show. How many times, and what were they? I'm telling you right now. I have 5.5.
You have 5.5?
Yeah, and that's why I want to make sure. That's why I'm doing this with you because I'm not sure.
Oh my God. Okay.
So,
blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie. Okay.
All right. That's right up there.
Okay. Blueberry pie. That one we own. That was the first one I ever thought of.
Okay. I already know what your half is.
Yeah.
I know the half.
What's the half?
Marshmallow.
You got it. That's the half.
That's a half.
That's the half because he's technically eating, but it's a rubber marshmallow.
But it's a rubber marshmallow.
So he did put something in his mouth thinking it was food. So, okay, we got the marshmallow. That's the half.
Okay. My goodness. Did he eat in TV or not TV when he put out all the food?
That's the one I have with the question mark.
Because I don't think he actually
I thought he goes in and eats a cracker. Because remember he explodes the popcorn.
Right,
and he opens up and
right.
he's doing the thing with the hands.
Yeah, which is very
like
funny, very
within reach.
Subtle, yeah, very
But I thought he went in and grabbed the cracker because out of the crackers were in that square box.
Okay.
I thought he went in and ate it. So now the problem with that one was I can't get TV or not TV on the internet, so I couldn't check it out. That's why I wanted to. So I figured, okay, let's throw this out there, and if you can, if people know, or if you can get it.
This is great because we can. You know what? We can just. We'll try to think of it for a couple minutes, and then let's just leave it for the maniacs.
Maniacs. I can't see it, so I don't know. If I tried.
You have 5.
I have
5.5.
5.5. So now we got
Did you
3.
count? Did you count? You counted TV or not TV?
I counted that as 1.
Okay.
So that's
you got
the
that.
mystery
You got blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie. We have the marshmallow. There's 3 more.
I have another one.
Go ahead, go.
Peanut butter sandwich.
You got it. The crunchy kind.
The crunchy guy. He did take a bite.
Yes, because he's talking with it, and of course now you get
mouth.
peanut butter mouth,
Right,
and it's
right,
like
right.
really. So he's probably really eating this peanut butter because he gets peanut butter mouth. He can't.
Absolutely. Yep.
Can't
absolutely.
talk.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of the Raccoon Lodge, but I think he was just drinking there when they were the bachelor
beer.
party.
Yeah, they drank the beer.
I'm just going to look at some of the titles so I can think of the episodes. Let me just.
Now there could be more. This is all I thought of. This is off the top of my head, so you know how that always works in the past.
What about Dial J? Did he ever eat the roast beef?
No, I don't think he did. Cut it.
He cut it, but he never got to eat it.
Never ate it.
Right.
He cut it, put it in the dish, but never ate it.
Right. Oh. Salad. With poor old pizza, did he ever take
I don't think he ever took a bite out of that
He's
salad.
killing me. This skinny guy. Never eaten. Better Living Through Television? I don't think so.
And there's another one that I'm a little.
So right now I got 3.
We got 4. We have the
4.
We have the TV, snacks of TV. We have the blueberry pie, the rubber marshmallow, and the peanut butter sandwich. So we have 4. I got 2 more on the list.
2 more on the list.
There could be more. I don't know.
Right.
This is just from me. Like, if there's anybody out there who knows?
Celery. Please leave the premises. Does he ever eat the celery?
I don't.
I think he took a bite of the celery because he broke it into 3.
That's a good one. I didn't even think of celery.
I think he took a bite because and I think he took such a tiny bite because celery is all stringy and stuff, and he didn't want to mess up his lines or whatever.
That's another one. I don't know. That's an iffy. I don't know. Because we know Norton bites it and says, "I'm thinking I'm eating steak."
Absolutely, yeah. We could do a whole episode on when Norton eats.
Oh God, it's like every episode. So we put celery on the list. We don't know.
He not in Man's Pride either because they show them already finished eating.
Right. Yeah, because he's just putting down his napkin, I think.
Correct.
He's got the napkin or he's putting something down.
Absolutely.
And they're coming around with the coffee.
I'll just have a black coffee.
So a cup of black coffee.
All
right.
All right,
here we go.
Go ahead.
Cookie at Bert's.
Does
he take a bite?
If he does, he just took a tiny little bite, or he was just being the professional and pretending
he's taking a bite. Well, even if he's pretending, we're going to call that eating because he makes the attempt to eat.
Right.
Because he is holding the tray of cookies.
Right. And and I think you see him take a little bite. Right. Okay.
Okay, now here we go. Got this one.
Oh boy.
The mystery appetizer.
On the cracker. That's right. How do I forget that?
Oh, they're easy to forget. I mean, 39
So
episodes.
now that's
what we got so far. We have
Okay.
the snacks from the TV. We don't know. I think he does. You say you may not. He may not have. We have mystery appetizer. We know. Blueberry pie. We know.
Absolutely.
Fake marshmallow. We
Absolutely.
know. Peanut butter sandwich. We know.
Absolutely.
Cookie at Bert.
Not sure.
If he goes to his mouth with the cookie, we're going to count that as taking a bite.
Right.
And the celery one.
And the celery.
We have to find out about celery.
Yeah. So
because he doesn't take a bite of the pizza. He just gets it on his hands.
Right. And then finds a note.
Finds it.
And I don't think that was the thing. I thought he ate a piece of the salad. But it's all good for you.
It's all good for you.
But I don't think he does. This is a great question.
It's a great question. So
for everyone.
Everybody.
All right, maniacs.
However
you want to do it.
Go to work, guys. Go to work.
Get to it, all right?
All right.
All right.
If you agree with us, disagree with us. If you find something else that we left out, fine.
So right now you're at 6.
I got, I think 7. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with celery.
Right. So
Because I didn't think of celery. You thought of celery.
okay.
So I had
but-
6 on my list.
And
with
the
celery,
7, you're
obese-
including marshmallow too.
Marshmallow's
As
in
one.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
I know the joke half, but
Yeah.
All right. That was great. That was fantastic.
So.
All right. So that's it. We thank you guys for being patient with us. We're glad to be back. So who could we thank? First, we got to thank Silk City Hot Sauce for being our sponsor. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Get yourself some great homemade hot sauce. Go to the checkout counter. Put RX in the coupon code. Get yourself 15% off of your order and a free bottle of cherry sriracha. And also, thank you, all you guys who listen, all you maniacs who email us, comment on Facebook, and some of you special pals. We already mentioned some of your guys' names. You know who you are. Don't forget, try to share some either episodes or some of the quick videos.
That helps us.
Share it on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're really trying to build this thing into something really big because, you know what? Not because of us.
No.
Because you guys tell us it's great.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
If you stop telling us it's great, we won't tell you to keep sharing with your friends. All right? How about that? Also, the great Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge with Joy and Brother Norton. And my comedy CD from 2011, my first comedy DVD called Happiness. You can download it anywhere you get music or comedy. If you want to support me, you can listen to it for free or just buy it. But it's good. It's an hour. As one of our pals said, it's not what you hear on the podcast. So that's it. Episode number 75 in the books. For me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum, and to Stan Bergstein, night all.
RX.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.